The implementation strategy then must be based on two mutually supporting aspects. The first one is marketing any TQM initiatives and a positive logical process of communication designed to motivate. Now, there are, of course, a wide variety of approaches to and methods of TQM and business improvement. So any individual organization's quality strategy must be designed now to meet the needs of its own structure and business. Of course, it should be its own structure and business first before expanding to the external. No? And the state of commitment to continuous improvement activities. Now, these days, no, very few organizations are starting from a greenfield site. And the key is that groups of people must feel able to join the quality process at the most appropriate point for them. Now, for middle managers to be convinced that they must participate, no, total quality management must be presented as the key to help them turn the people who work for them into total quality employees. So if middle managers has this particular mindset that the total quality management must would help them turn the people they are supervising or they are managing or they are dealing with into total quality employees, ganahan gyud na sila ma-implement sa TQM. Kaya di ba lalim mag-handle of people nga dili um, total quality employees, no? Kanang magsige kag reprimand, magsige kag appraise, magsige ka og bantay whether or not they are doing their job well. Kada bang dili sila people with initiative. So di lalim. So if middle managers had this mindset that through total quality management and the changes that it comes to it would help them turn the people they are supervising into total quality employees, or we call it with initiative, ganahan gyud na sila ma-implement sa change. Ganahan gyud na sila mo pasabot sa ilang staff. Okay? The noisy, showy, hype type activity is not appropriate to any aspect of total quality management. Now, TQM events should be, of course, fun. Now, because this is often the best way to persuade and motivate. But the value of any event should be judged now by its ability to contribute to understanding and a change to total quality management. Keywords in successful exercises include discovery, affirmation, participation, and team-based learning. Now, it doesn't need to be just a fun activity, but it should be or it should have the ability to contribute to understanding the change to total quality management. Now, in the difficult area of dealing with middle and junior managers who can and will prevent change with ease and invisibility, the recognition that progress must change from being a threat to a promise will help. Now, so, 'di ba, we have mentioned before that middle and junior managers has this particular mindset that this TQM is just not actually good now to implement. So in order to change that mindset now, top management should have this particular installation now in the minds of the junior and middle managers that total quality change is a help, a promise of help, not a threat. Now, so in any workshops designed for them, managers and supervisors should be should be made to feel recognized, not victimized, and the program should be delivered by specially trained people. Now, the environment and conduct of the workshop must also demonstrate the organization's concern for quality. Okay. The key medium for motivating the employees and gaining their commitment to quality is face-to-face communication and visible management commitment. Not much is written and spoken about leadership, but it is mainly about communication. If people are good leaders, they are invariably good communicators. Now, leaders is a human interaction depending on the communications between the leaders and the followers. It calls for many skills that can be learned from education and training but must be acquired through practice. Okay. Okay, so it may be useful not to consider why people learn. So they do so for several reasons, some of which includes self-betterment, of course, self-improvement, growth, or however you're going to term it, self-preservation, the need for or to take responsibility, to become properly accountable, saving time or effort, sense of achievement, pride of work, and the last one is curiosity. So communication and training can be a powerful stimulus to personal development at the workplace as well as achieving improvements for the organization. So when you are into change for total quality management, remember this now to consider now the more sort of why do people learn, or why do people desire for education, training, as well as learning. So many, these are the reasons now. Okay, so selecting appropriate methods of communication is one of the principal concern of most management. As we have learned, the way of communication matters, no? Katong sa communication model. So, when it matters when delivering change in the organization. The principal one being, of course, number one, verbal communication. Second is the written communication. Third is the visual communication. And the last one is by example. So when we say verbal communication, either between individuals or groups, using direct or indirect methods such as public address and other broadcasting systems and recording. That is what we meant by verbal. Okay. For written communication, of course, it is in the form of notices, bulletins, information sheets, reports, emails, and recommendations, or it might be memorandum. No? For visual communication, such as this includes posters, films, video, internet or intranet, exhibitions, demonstrations, displays, and other promotional features. Now, some of these also call for verbal and written communication, of course. Di ba kaning visual communication? Lisod pud no. Nag-film ka diha niya walay verbal and wala say written. So, for example, kanihang slide diha, sige nag flash diha, no? Without my explanation or my narrative. So you may grasp no the entire lecture, but it would be different, no? Mabita na mo require mo pre-recorded or mag-uol mo og mag-module ra kay lagi di kuno mo kasabot. Pero makasabot jud ba dya if you are going to try to. Okay? And the last one is through example. Okay? So the way people conduct themselves and adhere to established working codes and procedures through their effectiveness as communicators and ability to sell good practices. So, as we have learned, no, leadership is by way of example. You cannot coerce a particular person to do a particular thing if you yourself is not doing it and you are part of it. Okay, the characteristic of each of these methods should be carefully examined now before they are used in helping people to learn. Okay, there might be instances wherein you are using the wrong methods, no? Sa nindot ang imong aim but you are using the wrong method and it would mess things up, no? So it should be carefully examined before they are used. Now, it is believed that education and training is the single most important factor in actually improving quality and business performance, no? According to research. Now, once there has been commitment to do so, for education and training to be effective, however, it must be planned in a systematic and objective manner to provide the right sort of learning experience. It would always, help, kung you plan it in a systematic and objective manner. There's no such thing as instant or voila or spontaneous, no, when it comes to training. Okay, mag-spontaneous ganin mo or mag-voila or right on the spot. There's no proper planning, so it would result to poor training and of course poor result, di ba? Education and training must be continuous to meet not only changes in technology but also changes in the environment in which an organization operates, its structure, and perhaps most important of all, the people who work there. So, say tawag ana, aroy, kapoy na si Iko eh. So, education and training must be continuous. Dili na siya once in a blue moon. So, it should be continuous to meet not only the changes in technology but also the changes in the environment in which an organization operates and also the people who works there. Okay? Education training cycle of improvement. So, we have here, no, a model for education and training activities that can be considered in a form of a cycle of improvement as shown here. Now, the elements of which is that training should be part of the quality policy. So, if you remember the quality policy, so you should include training to be part of the quality policy. Now, every organization should define its policy in relation to education and training. The policy should contain principles and goals to provide a framework within which learning experiences may be planned and operated. Now, this policy should be communicated to all levels. So, if you have the quality policy, you have drafted or created a quality policy, it should be communicated to all levels. Again, for what? For what purpose? To enable the rest of the members of the organization to understand the aim and benefits of having this particular change or activity. Okay?